Do you think, I don't know, not that we should discuss salaries or something, but given that perhaps isn't an awareness of how well you can do in the security industry, that wasn't like my, but I don't know whether that would be an interesting.
Well, there's a salary bias.
No, in terms of get women into it.
Yeah,
like,
and
the potential.
you can, the potential of it, and the fact that it is, I've met so many like successful women in that, women security group that, because people might just think, oh, you work in security, you might be admin or something like that, but actually there's so many different things that you could be doing.
It's the narrative of how we, going back to how we get more women into the industry, it's how we project that as well, isn't it? Not just the opportunity, the diversity, the role, but you're right, like, it's not a thankless task. We're all here because we get paid.
Definitely, and there is a critical, and I mean critical shortage of engineers and on the installer side and subcontractors, and schools and I don't know the careers officers. I don't even know, it's that long since I've been at school. I don't even know what the process is now for that, but that is something where they try and do apprenticeships, and there's groups where you sponsor an apprenticeship to try and get people into the industry because they're so short. That's something maybe, why couldn't there be female engineers?
Oh, yeah, you're exactly with it. And we use Skills for Security, we're big pioneers for it, and a lot of our apprenticeships come through that programme. But there's 50% of the population that we're not getting into the industry, so we've got to get the females coming through.
But there's I met a lot of in the golf event that we had with Women in Security, and it was interesting to see where people had started to sort of what they were doing now and finished. So you might have started as an installer and then wiggled your way through the industry and ended up being something completely different.
So the golf event's probably one thing we should sort of bring up today. How that came is that one of my, I suppose, how would I describe? She's not a colleague, but someone I've known in the industry, an acquaintance, and probably a friend from the industry. Believe it or not, we're actually competitors in a real world, but we're not, because we think there's enough business to go around as long as you do your job. But she had an idea because she'd started to play golf and she got there and she realised actually within our sector they're all men. There's no females playing golf in the security industry. She said, what do you think to this idea? And it was Debbie Carter that came up with the idea. She said, what do you think of an idea of getting a few women together and going to play, having a golf lesson, doing 2-hour lesson in 9 holes. What do you think? I went, oh my God, it's amazing. That's a really good idea. I'd love that. And then we got Liz Lloyd from Women in Security involved with it. And then before we knew, we had 50 women signed up. We actually oversubscribed. So 50 women for the first time went to the Belfry. A lot of us had never held a club. People were calling it sticks. We hadn't held a stick before. We were absolute novices. And we all went with that same sort of mindset that we're all together, we're all working together, we're all supporting each other. And we had the lessons. We went out on the course, and we realised that there were certain women that were better than others, and we all went out together and were collaboratively supportive. So much so that now we've got this networking group of people that are all supporting each other, and there's so many and asking questions, and we can now network. And there's an event next year that's already got 95 people subscribed to it. So it's impact again. So the next time there's a security event or there's an event with a group of clients, the women can go and play golf as well. They're not just there making the tees in the background or driving the buggy. I think it's good to have that networking event. And 99% of the industry, the male people in the industry, are absolutely empowering it and endorsing it and loving it, which is really refreshing. I think that's a shout out to how far the industry has come from the bias of the days in the 90s, which we all know about in the news, what was going on there.
Yeah, it sounds brilliant, that golf event. I can't count on all my fingers the amount of times I've shouted at a supplier for offering golf. Does anyone in the company play golf? Yeah. Not do I play golf, does anyone in the company play golf? Because the assumption's already correct that I don't play golf. Yeah. And I said, well, what's the alternative? I don't want to play golf. Yeah. And there was nothing, so I think that you've solved a problem there. It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So shout out to Debbie Carter for that idea. But yeah.
And the Belfry.
And the Belfry. And Neil at the Belfry. Yeah, Neil at the Belfry. Everyone said you actually done it at the Belfry. And poor Neil, when he came out, I was thinking there's like 50 women. And I think there was a little bit of people from the Belfry a bit like, oh, hang on a minute. But Neil, to his credit, no, we need to encourage more golfers, women golfers, and supported it, and invited us back next year. So we can't have done too much damage. Yeah, it was a really, really enjoyable day.